facing the parents, children, siblings and teachers. So what are the key challenges there in that?
I think one of the big challenges that we still have is around including children with special needs into what you might call our mainstream or ordinary services. Now, this isn't to decry the value that specialist services have, but children grow up into adults, and adults who have got disabilities will be among the first to tell you how lonely life as an adult can be if you're a person with a disability who has been cut off from other people, non-disabled people. I'll say a little bit more about that later on, but I think there's still a lot of work to do, particularly in more affluent societies where we have invested a lot in specialized provision, that we don't expend enough resources to help people in mainstream settings, be they hospitals, clinics, schools, or whatever. We don't expend enough to make them more knowledgeable about how they can include children with special needs within their own settings, because that's where we really will build a more inclusive society that hopefully will change attitudes into the adult years. The other thing I think that we still face as a big challenge is the sustainability of what we have done and the improvement we have made in children's lives. Very often, some of our initiatives are quite piecemeal and short-lived, when in reality, we do want to have continuity of development. So then children who've had an exceptionally good teacher, for example, in their year 3, shall we say, move into year 4, then maybe some of all that good work gets lost because the new teacher isn't on the same wavelength, isn't as committed as the other. And the same thing happens when they've had speech and language therapy and maybe they only 10 sessions of it, and yet they still need some sustained contact. So we still live at the notion that, well, let's just do it and see how it goes for a year, rather than try and take a much longer commitment.